The skills that you need to grow a business is completely different from the skills you need to get good at your craft.
How do you actually have 1,000 clients and then deliver results? The skeptics will be skeptical, and we do have a few skeptics who like to step on your turf, Lintrin, and question this methodology of yours, and question how are your coaches actually delivering results?
You know what? You should question everything you see on the internet, because you shouldn't believe everything that you see or hear. But don't be shocked. I mean, I love this because right after the roundtable, I was looking at ads. I was like, we're ready to grow. We're ready to scale. We're ready to dominate. So if you're hearing this or watching this, then there's a very high chance that one of my ads have hit your phone somewhere in some shape or form, which is why you're here. But it was really funny because I don't actually read a lot of my comments. I find that getting triggered is highly unproductive. It's the worst return of investment. But as Gary Vee would say, as I'm on a Gary Vee trip at the moment, he says, read your comments and reply back to them. So I decided to pull up some comments. This was 6 weeks ago. I posted it on my profile. And, this is really, really interesting because, we have someone like Ella whose belief is, this is what she wrote on an ad, because I was talking about Nick and Anthony, how they serve thousands of clients online. They get amazing results. They've built an amazing movement. And Ella comments, no one can serve 2,000 clients with a personalized training and nutrition protocol. So what you're doing is teaching industry professionals to scale by punching out generic templates, one size fits all, to generate millions of dollars. It's not about coaching. It's all about making money, how much you can get in the bank account, ! This is the exact problem we have with the fitness industry. New trainers coming in thinking there's an easy way to make a lot of money, putting people through shit workouts, ridiculous calorie restriction to get them results then you can use for your marketing. Save your money, trainers, and invest in your knowledge, because when you get good at your craft, the leads come. You're not selling your soul. You're still doing what you love, and the money will follow. Now, I read that and I was like...
First things first, Ella, we love you, and we are not... This isn't a roasting session for Ella at all, because you know what? You know what the truth is? The truth is that there is truth in that.
There is 100% truth in that. I'm not sure about love Ella. She just went on my turf and then pissed all over my garden and took a shit, and now I've got to clean it up. But what I did, and I want to go here because this is really interesting. If you read this, and I had to post this. I didn't read this, right? 7 weeks ago. There is truth to this. So this is the exact problem with the fitness industry, Ella. New trainers coming in thinking that there's an easy way to make a ton of money. I fucking agree 110,000 billion %. We don't help new trainers. We help fitness experts. Experts who have and are known for a result that can actually deliver, okay? And here's the reality. There's a few misconceptions here. Save your money, trainers. Invest in your knowledge, because when you get good at your craft, the leads come. Do what you love and the money will fucking follow. And this is bullshit. Because there are plenty of trainers that have come into our program where they're fucking elite. I mean, top 10 in the world at what they do. And they weren't able to actually make it grow. There are tons and tons of people who have PhDs, who have spent their whole life focusing on their craft, only to be fucking broke. Because the skills that you need to make money is completely different from the skills that to grow a business. The skills that you need to grow a business is completely different from the skills you need to get good at your craft. You can get good at your craft all day long, reading, learning your craft, doing your craft. But Ella, if you don't know how to market your message, Ella, if you don't know how to use paid advertising in 2019, Ella, if you don't know what your fucking message is and how to take a prospect and get their attention, deliver value to them and make them see you as the expert, then Ella, you're going to be broke. And there's a very high chance, Ella, you are broke right now. There's a very high chance right now. And I was a little bit gutsy in my reply because I said, Ella, look, I'm going to do this. And this was my reply. I said, Ella, I bet you $1,000 that the coaches inside of the 1% deliver better results than you while serving more clients than you. I said, just because you haven't been able to do this doesn't mean that it can't be done. Okay, but look, in saying that, I've got nothing wrong with Ella because that's the belief, that's the misconception. And I know why Ella's pissed off. She's pissed off because there are plenty of fitness professionals going, hey, we signed up a $5,000 program with this client, and then they give them shit. Right? I get that. I get it. I get all that. I get the hate. And that's just the thing that comes with scaling and being big. I'm glad that Ella knows about me. I'm glad that there are people in the group that know about me. It's better to be known than not to be known in my world. But here's the most fucked up part. I'm not afraid to put $1,000 to go, Ella, I just want to educate you. And it's just not you, because Ella's misconception here is that you cannot serve 2,000 clients with a personalized training and nutrition program. That's the biggest problem, Ella, is that you are giving them information and you are hoping that that means that they're going to get results. Information, giving them a personalized program is completely different to actually going, did they do the fucking work? Ella.
Exactly.
So Ella, if I pay you $140 a month, $200 a month, and you give me a personalized program, you think that you win and you've done your job as a high-end online fitness coach. No, you haven't even gotten started. Ella, that's where you're going to lose, because if you are selling high-end, Kerry really loved this quote. What is high-end, K-Bod?
High responsibility.
High responsibility, high ownership. Ella, if you're going to take high-end money from a client, you better make sure they follow through. Now, I love all of these evidence-based people with their research coming in and going, but Lynn, this is exactly the macronutrients that they should be eating, and this is yada, and I go, I don't give a fuck. I do not give a fuck. Because you put that in front of a person and see if they do it. And then see if they stop.
You know what?
You do it.
That's probably the reason why they stop. Because you tell them you need 181.5.6 grams.
Oh, fuck. So this is the thing that I learned, because Ella, I was like, I'm just going to rant on an Ella. I'm going to go, Ella, it's cool, because I was you when I first started out. I was like intimidated by all these people with their science and their research. Like, you need all this research. And I go, awesome, amazing. You have to know your shit. But how do you take the complicated? How do you simplify the fuck out of it so that people can move? Because action generates results. And the reasons why people stop is because, what? They're not taking action. Why don't they take action anymore? Because they're not certain. They're not certain that that's the right path for them. They're not being educated about the long-term results. They're not around a community of people that take massive action. It's got nothing to do with the fucking information. Ella, I'm going to have you consider right now that all the things that we share with you inside of the 1%, it's already out there online. It's free. It's for free. But the fact is you haven't done shit with it. Results, not information. Okay. So, Kerry, then this begs to differ. How do you help 500 plus clients and still get results? And still get results. How do we do it? How do we do it?
I want to also make mention to Ella that there was one key thing that she also mentioned was investing in knowledge. And whilst I absolutely agree with that, there is a curse in knowing too much, right, Ella? And I think every one of us gets stifled by knowledge at some point, because what happens is our knowledge spreads our opinions across like this, but not actually ever going deep. And so what we actually want to do is have the principles to believe when what we believe in, rather than I want to know about the world at the surface level. of everything, of every fitness knowledge that I can learn. And so here, and this is what we do is, if you are an expert, you have a system. Regardless of whether you think that it's personalized, you believe in principles and you have a methodology that gets someone results and a specific result.
The other thing as well is, I completely agree with that, Kerry. I'm going to add to that. I think that's very powerful. The moment you teach your prospects and your clients and you get them to take ownership for the knowledge and the mastery of their own health and fitness, and the moment you're able to take whatever you've developed inside of your brain and put it in their brain, is the moment you set them free. The fact that you have to give somebody a personalized plan is telling me that you're not educating them enough to think and give them the experience and the systems and the tools and the knowledge that you have, because you learned that. And these skills that they can learn. Personalization is, okay, what do I eat? Teach them what to eat and get them to take ownership on what to eat, and then help them figure out the application of the actual theory, the adjustments.
That's actually a huge revelation for me right there, because we talked about it, and I said to you that personalization, that Ella's not empowering her client if she's personalizing it. What real personalization is if you teach me how to empower myself to personalize what I learn as principles from you to me.
Correct.
That's true personalization.
Correct.
You teach me a principle, I learn how to apply that, versus you just tell me exactly what to eat, and that's personalized.
Correct. And this is the shit that I used to do for so long, because I was giving people shit, telling them what to do, looking to save them. Only when they stopped working with me, they went back to square one without the tools, the knowledge, the empowerment. They didn't actually grow. They didn't actually learn anything. They just went on this diet, and then my coach told me to cut this out. My coach told me to do this, and that's bullshit. So step number one, if you have a system, you build a system and you educate people and get them to take ownership, to go, hey, if you're putting food in your body, I'm going to challenge you to learn everything about what you put and why. I'm going to teach you my system. I'm going to teach you how to get to this result in the most fastest, most effective way. But man, if you're putting food in your body, here it is. You must master your own nutrition. You must master training. You want to know why we train this way? Here's exactly why. I'll teach you. But if you don't know why, you need to know why. And it brings me to this, because for over the last 5 years, I've had to transform so much to be because I've had this one question in the back of my mind: what the fuck gets results? What gets results versus what doesn't get results? And what doesn't get results is simply telling somebody what to do and sitting on your ass and hoping that they do shit. Guaranteed. Which is why I said to Ella, look, I'm not afraid. I will put money on this. I will challenge you. I will challenge any other fucking fitness coach, any other coach, to go, what is going to produce long-term results, compounding? I don't mean I lose weight for 30 days and then I binge and then I yo-yo and I go back on another diet. That's bullshit results. I mean, did I help somebody build week on week on week on week on week on week for the rest of their fucking life? And if you don't have that measurement, you're not asking the right question. You knew this was going to get spicy, Kerry. You knew this was going to get spicy.
This is good.
It's not a dig at Ella. Like, look, I get it, because I was that person. But here's what's really funny about these comments. And guys, if you get anybody commenting, it is simply a reflection of that person's rules and beliefs inside of their world. And it actually is like, well, I understand now what Ella sees in her world. And I understand why she's stuck, and I understand why she's not fucking a killer coach that she could be, because she's stuck within this realm. And I go for Nick and Anthony, I show them how to lead. I show them how to give their clients all the tools. They have a community of fucking 4,000 guys that are fucking crazy about what they do. These guys take ownership. These guys learn. Does 100% of people follow through? No. But I can guarantee you they get better results than one-to-one coaching Personalized program, sending somebody through an app and then seeing their motivation just wither away. So
the power in the many versus the isolation of the one. And yeah, nobody wants to feel like they're doing it alone, especially with such a hard topic of diet, nutrition, working out. And that's what you do with one-on-one, because you think that that's all I want is Coach Lynn. But actually, I want a community of women who are chasing the same vision, this higher version of myself and the higher version of themselves, and holding each other to a higher standard. And that's what's going to make me follow through. Correct.
So coaches, like, ask yourself this question. Are you asking what do I need to do to get this person results? Are you telling yourself, if my person's not following through, what do I need to do? What are the environmental conditions that I need to build? What's the community I need to build? Who do I need to be? Chances are they're not following through because of you. We talk about leadership as one of the key important things. I think, Kerry, the first 3 episodes, I said, what's the secret? You're like, lead yourself. If they don't actually believe you because you don't lead yourself, they're not going to follow you. And if they don't follow you, they won't actually take the action because they're not certain. So I think this goes back to Ella, and I go, this is a world apart. This is a world apart from being a personal trainer who prescribes reps to being an actual coach that drives results. A coach, a consultant, and a mentor that actually drives results to the outcome. So I think in this, I definitely don't want to roast Ella. I'm using Ella as a person for 85, 90% of the entire fitness industry that think that apps, training, generic cookie cutter. I get it. Like, you see a ton of shit. But I think that's why we're having this discussion today.
And look, that is our mission, right? To actually change the fitness industry as it is right now, because we don't believe in the apps and the automation and all of the information that's out there. We want to actually reverse it, because what actually matters is the movement and the action that the clients take, that the world takes. And the thing that triggers me and frustrates me when people like Ella come in and say it's not personalized and you're not giving the best thing for what the client, the buyer individual needs. The reality is that the world, they're not elite athletes. They're not at that level where you need to tell them the exact temperature that the room needs to be for them to fall asleep at the right level. Correct. Does that make sense? Like, we literally have an epidemic of the most obese population we've ever had. The problem is that we don't implement. The problem is that we can't lead ourselves. And the problem for the most part with PTs is that they have the hardest job because they can't lead themselves, that they then can't lead their clients, truthfully.
Yeah. The problem that we don't have an information problem, we have a commitment problem. The inability to follow through on your fucking word and go, I'll commit to follow through and see this to the end. That is it.
Yeah.
So that's the hardest thing to solve, because everyone wants to be saved. Everyone wants to be told what to do. Nobody wants to take ownership and learn the things that they need to do. And I think as leaders and coaches and mentors and consultants, whatever you want to call it, I think if you're going to be successful in this business as an online coach, begin with you first, and then it begins with your ability to transfer your skills over to somebody else. But I think we're gonna wrap that up and leave that here, because that is it.
All right, guys. So conclusion is, firstly, just because you're not doing it, it doesn't mean that it can't be done. And if you have that growth mindset and the open mind, you will grow and you will learn to be resourceful, to take action. And the second thing is to understand, to shift your mindset from giving information and giving all your complexities of the knowledge that you learn to simplifying it to getting a result for your client. That is the key.
Ask the question. how do you, and third thing is don't shit on my lawn. I'll come out and I won't be afraid to pull the hammer down and I'll go, here it is. But also too, it's cool because I'm not particularly triggered by it. I find it really fascinating that that was the comment which allowed me, into Ella's mind, seeing her worldview and then going, yeah, I understand. I completely get why she sees shit that way. But then being able to change it over and hopefully getting the right thing across is really, really important to me. Okay.
Don't shit on Lynn's lawn.
That's it, guys.
Lesson learned.
Thanks for tuning in.
See you guys.
And we'll see you next time.